Saint Augustine 354 to 430 CE. Saint Augustine was a Christian saint and profound or deep thinker. He was the greatest among the church historiographer of the medieval period. Actually, before knowing historiographer, you need to know the meaning of historiography. So, historiography is nothing but the study of writing history. One who write history, they were known as historiographer. So, this Saint Augustine was considered among the church historiographer of the medieval period. His work, in the sense Saint Augustine work, The City of God, is considered as one of the greatest work in the world. According to Augustine, history is a story of struggle between God and Satan, which would ultimately end in the victory of God, that is good, over Satan, evil. Saint Augustine, being a church historiographer, gave more importance to miracles and signs in his writing. So, Saint Augustine gave more importance to the miracles and signs in his writing. He strongly believed that human history was guided by God. Listen girls, actually history can be classified into three periods, that is ancient history, medieval history and modern history. I mean ancient period, medieval period and the modern period. So, history in the medieval Europe was the monopoly of the churchmen. Monopoly means the ruling of churchmen. So, history in the medieval period in Europe was the monopoly or the rule of churchmen for several centuries. So, these churchmen used both secular in the sense non-religious, and religious history as an instrument to popularize the church faith. Number 3. Karl Marx 1818 to 1883 CE. Karl Marx was a German philosopher, economist, sociologist, historian, journalist and revolutionary socialist. So these were the titles belonging to him. So he was a German philosopher, economist, socialist, historian, journalist and revolutionary socialist. So the ideas of Karl Marx played a significant role in establishment of social sciences and the development of socialist movement. So he is considered as one of the greatest economists in history. He enunciated means he expressed a new economic interpretation, the new economic explanation of definition of history. According to Karl Marx, history is a story of the struggle between the haves and have-nots. So let's see in this definition what he explained. So in this definition, Karl Marx emphasizes or give importance on the struggle between the haves and the have-nots. That is, have in the sense the rich and the have-not means the poor. So in this definition, Karl Marx gives an importance on the struggle between the haves and have-nots, that is the rich and the poor. He argues that there is a constant conflict between the exploiters and exploited. Actually, this exploiter is a user, someone who takes advantage of other people or things for their own gain. So, Karl Marx argues that there is a constant conflict between the exploiters and exploited. Next, Karl Marx wrote two great works. So, these works is familiar to you, and the works namely Das Kapital and Communist Manifesto. Number 4. J.B. Bury 1861 to 1927 CE. The full name of J.B. Bury is John Bagnall. J.B. Bury was an Irish historian and a scholar. He worked as a professor of modern history at Cambridge University. According to him, that means according to J.B. Bury, history is a science, no less and no more. Bury says every historian must work like a scientist, collect the data and valid evidences. He should critically evaluate the subjects and bring out the truth without bias or confusion. But the observation and experimentation are not possible in history. So this Bury told that every historian must be like a scientist, collect the data and valid evidences. He should critically evaluate the subjects and bring out the truth without bias. but observation and experimentation are not possible in history. Similarly, events in history cannot be recreated. Once the event has been occurred, we cannot create event again. Hence, history is not a pure science. J.B. Berry himself said that history is the oldest art and the youngest aspirant. So, aspirant means having ambitions to achieve something. So, according to J.B. Berry, history is the oldest art and the youngest aspirant to become a science. Historian will have to make use of his talents to present his subject in creative manner.